Welcome back. We are about to do the Sixth Doctor retrospective on Colin Baker. Heads up, we actually messed this video up twice, so this is video try number 3. Anyway, in the Arc of Infinity episode of Peter Davison, there was a Commander Maxwell, played by Colin Baker, that his job is to try and kill the Doctor. Man, was this going to be foreshadowing. Colin Baker was actually hired to play the Doctor afterwards. He would be the first person to ever act on Doctor Who series and then be cast to play the Doctor Who after playing another character. And actually, this was not a minor character in the background. Commander Maxwell actually had a pretty good part in the Arc of Infinity storyline, and he was memorable, especially for that peacock-like helmet that he wore. But let's get on to the Sixth Doctor. Now, Peter Davison had left, and he basically, he'd done his run, and he felt that he'd done what he could with the Doctor, and didn't want to get too typecast in the role. And he did a good job, but he did a lot of stuff afterwards. The Last Detective was one of the series that he made. And so he went on and he did his own, his other stuff. He did well. But I got to say, Peter Davison was one of those actors that did go on after Doctor Who and do pretty well. Now, Colin Baker had come in, and they had planned a significant run with Colin Baker. Now, the cool thing about Colin Baker is he had the best coming in with the Peter Davison regeneration and Caves and Androzani. First thing we should mention right now is in Series 21 of Doctor Who, Caves of Androzani ends, and the next week, the next serial starts up, and that is The Twin Dilemma. And that's actually the first serial for Colin Baker.
Yeah. For
the first time ever, instead of ending the Doctor and then starting a new series with the next Doctor when it started up the next series, they actually ended with the first story of the new Doctor.
That's true.
Fortunately, it was a very weak story. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. I think Pip and Jane Baker probably wrote The Twin Dilemma, and Pip and Jane Baker would be pretty much the what you'd see for if you wanted a really bad Doctor Who. They were the ones. They were a little eccentric. Seemed to be really nice people if you watch their featurettes on that when they talk about them. But they really, I don't think they got it with Doctor Who. They just didn't get it right, which is a shame because I really think that they were overall nice people. And anyway, Colin Baker had acted on Blake 7, so he'd done stuff before, but he was probably most famous for the was it The Brothers or something that series was called that he used to do. He was kind of the villain. Anyway, he came into Doctor Who, and the first series that they did, I think they ran the episodes at 45 minutes long each.
Yeah.
Now, they had done this once for Peter Davison. Basically, it was a time issue or something like that, and they decided to run 45-minute episodes of Doctor Who. But it was done for a whole series with Colin Baker, and I think it was successful. They went back to the 25-minute episodes afterwards, but overall I think it was a really successful run of 45-minute episodes for the Doctor, and it resulted in my favorite story, which I unfortunately do not own in the Colin Baker era, which would be Attack the Cybermen. That would be the first time we would see the TARDIS actually changing to something else, because Colin Baker's Doctor is smart enough to fix the command circuit.
That's true.
His character was very harsh and violent at first. He was getting over the regeneration, so his mind wasn't completely there. So one of the first things you get to see him do was actually strangling Perry.
Yeah. I kind of wish he was strangling Mel. But
We'll get to Mel in a bit. Overall, I gotta say, I really enjoyed his stuff, and what we're going to talk about right now is, after the first series of Doctor Who for Colin Baker, by the way, had said in the press that he would like to have done the series at the time. He would like to have beaten Tom Baker's record of 7 years and really gone on to do like a long run on Doctor Who. They had a great idea going story-wise with him. At this time, John Nathan Turner was the story runner, and Eric Seward was the script editor. Now, Eric Seward is a guy I'll talk a little bit about later, and I don't like him. But right now, after the first series of him, Doctor Who went on hiatus, and one thing we found out really fast is that
18 months. It's
too long to wait.
It's too long to wait.
Doctor Who came out in the 80s, and around that time we had things like We Are the World and Do They Know It's Christmas Time songs, you know, like help feed starving kids through superstars singing music.
You know, because it's obvious.
Yeah. Anyway, Doctor Who, Jonathan Turner's brilliant idea is have Doctor Who get some seminally okay stars that you may or may not recognize actually, and get the Doctor and cast members to sing a song called
Doctor in Distress.
Doctor in Distress. And I'm telling you right now, after you watch this video, go and Google Doctor in Distress. Actually, go YouTube Doctor in Distress. It is worth it. It is hilarious cheese. You Mystery Science Theater fans, ooh, this is a good one. Bring back the Doctor.
Oh gosh.
You'll get to hear Colin Baker sing, Nicola Bryant and Perry sing. You'll hear John Levine, who was K9. You'll hear Anthony Anley, who was the Master, and you will even hear the Brigadier sing. I kid you not.
The Brigadier sings.
It was a cold night in November, 1963.
Yeah.
YouTube this song. Anyway, when they came back again, they went for 25-minute episodes. The Doctor was now on trial, and the whole show was on trial. But they actually made Doctor Who himself be on trial. This would be an arc that would run for the entire series, and this would be a really great arc.
Yes, it would.
We would bring Robert Holmes back to the Doctor Who family again. He would write the serials for this season. It would also be, sadly, the last thing Robert Holmes would do since he would pass away before this was finished. And Pip and Jane Baker would have to come in and rewrite part of that serial.
Oh, thanks, Pip and Jane.
We would see the end and death of Perry. A character who had an on-screen, a very sad and tragic death. And after Pip and Jane Baker came, right punches, right?
Yeah,
You
Pip
brought her
and
back.
Jane Baker, in their infinite wisdom, knew
Perry
exactly how Perry must go. They brought her back to show you exactly how she must go.
Brian Blessed.
Space Caveman. Yes. Brian Blessed.
Brian Blessed. If you've seen Brian Blessed, you know that probably not who Perry would choose to marry, but okay, let's go with that. At least it keeps the character alive and has the possibility for her to come back. You know, because Nicola Bryant today looks just as beautiful as she did back then. The fact that she has not been brought back into the new series is a damn crime, because she really, really deserves to be.
She could have been back during that time crash episode that we talked about last video.
I have a great idea for her, actually. Now,
so do a lot of people.
Now that was my teenage years. Basically, after that season, after Trial of Atonement, he was unceremoniously fired as the Doctor. He was very upset, rightfully so. He had done a good job with the series. He had promoted it well.
Yeah.
And his Doctor was really fondling his legs at that point. And I got to say, I really enjoyed his stuff as in Doctor Who. He was a great Doctor. He's known, of course, for the god-awful outfit that he wore, which was not what he wanted to wear. Actually, the outfit that Colin Baker wanted to wear was very similar to the outfit that Christopher Eccleston would end up wearing in the new Doctor Who series. But I digress. Colin Baker was probably one of my favorite Doctors. And at the time, his love for the show, outside of the interviews and stuff, really showed. And I was very upset at the time. Now let's talk about what happened to Colin Baker after Doctor Who. He did in my opinion, some of the best audios that were ever done. But aside from that, in the 90s, Colin Baker became a very Doctor Who-like character, a very mysterious character. He became the Stranger in a bunch of independent BBV videos. Now, he had a companion in this as well, played by Nicola Bryant. Also, one of the stars in this was David Troughton, son of Patrick Troughton. We would also see Patrick Troughton, or I think it's Patrick Troughton, isn't it? I know we saw John Pertwee was in it for sure. And
Sylvester McCoy, I believe, as well.
Sylvester McCoy was in this one, and Louise Jameson, who played Layla, was in it, and I think Elizabeth Sladen. I'm not sure if she came in to tell the audios though. But yes, there was audios of The Stranger done as well, and The Stranger became a kind of cult, underground cult hit as well. If you get the chance to, yes, in the 90s, yeah. If you get a chance to check it out, you really I would love to watch it. But hey, you know what happened? The place is gone. That would be really, if you get a chance to check out The Stranger, do so. Colin Baker overall was a success as the Doctor, with everything going against him, with Michael Grade and his bitchy wife basically cancelling the show, putting it on hiatus, and trying to get the show cancelled over and over again. Somebody answers SOS. And you know what? We actually got in. Did we get in everything that we wanted to get in? Because we had them before, and I kind of think that we probably missed out on some stuff that we mentioned before.
Oh, yeah, we do have one thing. My note, which was that Colin Baker's story, fan on it before, all this stuff, sounds identical to Peter Capaldi. Fan of it, on it before, a little darker, a little older than the previous guy, not as, like, chipper looking.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Malcolm Tucker as the Doctor.
Yeah. We got those now.
We got to get this in. This is something we've been doing it for everyone. We get this in really fast because I don't want to have to do this video over again.
Oh, God,
Our favorite Doctor is Colin Baker stories. As I mentioned before, my favorite Doctor Who Colin Baker story is Attack the Cybermen. Unfortunately, I do not own Attack the Cybermen on DVD or VHS or anywhere. But I do own one of my second favorite ones, and that would be The Two Doctors. The Return of Patrick Troughton. This story gets a bit of a hassle sometimes, but I thought it was a fun story overall. We get Troughton back. There is some really wacky things, very 80s things in this here as well. It is some people thought it was pretty violent, the cannibalism part of the storyline and stuff like that. But overall it was a really successful story. We get to see Fraser Hines back as Jamie McKinnon again, Nicole Bryant with him as well as Perry. This was an incredibly fun storyline. This is during the 45-minute run of Doctor Who. This is a 2-disc set, and there is a great featurette on this on Robert Holmes, the best writer that Doctor Who ever had. And Eric Seward, by the way, the script editor for Doctor Who during this time, who went on after that and basically said he didn't think Colin Baker was a good Doctor. He turned around and, as a two-faced bastard, and backstabbed him. I'm sorry, I got no respect for that. Your favorite storyline?
It's the Trial of the Time Lord storyline. Specifically, the Ultimate Foe, because that reveals... which is revealed by this little sticker up here. Because this came in a box set. This is my favorite because, well, one, other than the what's it called? The Guardians, the Keeper of Time thing.
The Key of Time.
Oh, the Key of Time thing. The Key of Time storyline. This was the only long. Oh God, this is the only long one, and it also introduces my favorite villain, the Valeyard. I love the Valeyard. He only appeared in this thing. Seriously, I'm getting tired of the Day Like the Cybermen. I want the Valeyard. I want the Rani. I want those people back. Also,
the Valeyard's an evil version of the Doctor done between his last 2 regenerations.
Yes, which, by the way, because of the John Hurt thing, may be this regeneration. So, seriously, the Valeyard. Come on, Stephen Moffat or Mark Gatiss. Come on.
Mark Gatiss, please come in and save the series.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we are, done again, and guess what? I'm done my tea. So you know what that means? It's time for something. And it's not time to do the video over, because that would make me go insane right now.
Get more tea.
It is time for tea.
Bring back the Valeyard.